はい、どうもりょうたです。さあ、前回の続きをやっていきたいと思います。取り立てもしなきゃいけない。取り立てどこだ？ここでいいのかな？
The grease monkey, Argo? Seems we've got a guest. Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up. I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself. I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. I cannot help but notice you are not in uniform.
制服？何の話？俺はスペーサーズチョイスの従業員じゃない。まあ、これだな。
Yes, so it dawns on me. Seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wits. Been a few seasons since we've had a visitor pass through.
船の修理。
Only regulator we got is hooked up to the town transformer. Mr. Thompson ain't liable to be keen on dismantling it.
I beg your pardon. I am most emphatically not keen on any such thing. I can't let you have our power regulator. But I happen to know of another one. And I happen to know exactly how you may retrieve it without frying yourself in the process.
聞かせてもらおう。
There's a power regulator in the old botanical lab. It's mostly abandoned, so all that power is being squandered. Go down to the geothermal plant. Reroute power from the botanical district over to us. Once their power's shut down, you can have their regulator and be along on your way.
ほとんど廃墟ってどういう意味で言ったんだ？
I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but there are people who live there.
何をすればいいのか教え
The
て。
people living in the botanical labs. They're deserters, former workers. I need them back at their posts. I need them to come home. My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Before you go to the plant, I want you to stop by the botanical lab. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go, and that it's time her band of deserters came back to town.
はい。
My dad told me all about the plant. Taught me all he knew. I could come in useful. I mean, if that's all right with you, Mr. Thompson. Sir.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that she is talented, and may prove useful to you. You will need an administrative passcode in order to enter the plant. I am trusting you with mine, and trusting Miss Holcomb to guide you if you'd like.
案内役ね。まあ、つけとこうか。
Great! I got my wrenches and diagnosticators and hairpins and engine tape, so I'm all set.
Well, I am glad to hear that. Best of luck to you, and thank you again for your help. It is a lot to ask of a stranger, I know.
気に入らんなこいつ。切りたい。仲間。
We better clear out of Mr. Thompson's office before we talk.
はいはい。クエストさ、これをやりたい。あ、OK。先に取り
Hey,
立てだ
Mr. Can we
ね。
talk? Sorry. Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along like me. It's just... Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters, on account of it's his job and what all, but that's not the only side of the tale.
脱走者の話か。リードトブソンのことは正直者だとは思えなかったからこれにしよう。
Oh, he ain't a liar. He believes every word he says. It's just, he doesn't always get where other folk are talking from. To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them before they left.
立ち去りたいと望む誰かを責めるなんてできないな。
Life's hard here, especially for them that don't fit in so well. We're one big Spacer's Choice family, but every family's got the one the rest whisper about. Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders, or worse. I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is.
そうしてみよう。
Thanks, mister. I just think when you gotta make a decision that'll hurt somebody, it's best to think on the right and wrong of it. That's what my dad used to say anyways.
よし、とりあえず徴収行こう。徴収これ上についてるな。こいつだな。
You the new worker? Whatever. Make it quick, Tenderfoot. I'm busy.
金。
Shit. Silas still on about that. Here, take the fees. I'd appreciate it if you didn't tell Reed I was late on my payment. Because they're not my fees and not my gravesite. Guy I worked with shot himself. I paid the bill. I could do without the sarcasm. Wasn't acting out of the goodness of my heart. Law requires delinquent gravesite fees to be paid by the deceased party's closest living relative, which meant me. Shame, though. Eugene was a good worker.
そいつは銃で自殺した。
Woke up one morning and put a round through his upper story. Can't imagine why. The kid was doing all right at his desk. We all thought he was an upstanding receptionist. Just between the two of us, I'm pretty shocked his weapon didn't misfire. Spacer's Choice handguns aren't the most reliable.
めんどくさい。はい、仕事に戻ってください。よし、次。みんな素直に払ってくれるのね。あれ？あかんよ。ちょっとロードが長え。よし、ちょっと他のやつとこ行こう。
Almost lost a finger in the cannery today.
At least you got your health.
ここか。
Yes, Mr. Thompson. I'm fine, Mr. Thompson.
はい、話す。
Whoa, did Mr. Thompson send you? Well, you tell Mr. Thompson I'll be right at my post. Tomorrow. Bright and early tomorrow. Because I'm definitely not plagued. As spry as a spring chicken. That's old Abernathy.
いやいや。そんなんじゃないって。どうしようかな。ピリ。
He's some sort of wandering alienist? Walking into a man's own domicile, pestering him about his mental state?
怒られた。
What? No. I mean, I might be. That depends on who's asking.
はい、ぼっち使用料。
Silas knows, doesn't he? That's why he sent you. That's why he wants me to pay up. He knows.
騙す。
Sounds like he's already told you. May as well hear it from me. I'm dying. I'm not long for this world. The date of my expiration is fast approaching. And soon I shall be ushered through the great cannery in the skies.
Don't say that, Mr. Abernathy. You still got a couple decades in you.
I'd steer clear, Ms. Holcomb. My affliction's bound to be contagious. It's plague. Has to be. Silas knows. He knows I got one foot in my grave, and now he wants to charge me for the other one.
なるほど。ここを離れたい。
I'll pay your fees. I don't want any trouble from Silas. But if you could see a way to freelancing for me, I could really use the help.
何が望みだ。
There's a cache of anthracillin tucked away in the old community center. Powerful stuff. Stronger than what we got, anyway. I need you to break in, nab that medicine, and bring it back to me.
考えておこう。はい、次。
You're making a mistake working for Abernathy.
ここか。
Oh, I cut my own hair. But Conrad sells real good disinfectant.
Please don't touch anything. Your hands are probably crawling with germs. Physical hygiene recapitulates moral hygiene. Cleanliness is next to lawfulness.
落ち着けよ、俺は清潔だ。
So everyone says, until someone forgets to cough into their elbow, and then we're all dying of plague. I'm Conrad. You will report to me if your hair fails to meet Spacer's Choice aesthetic standards. You will also report to me in the event of your death, whereupon I will clean and prepare your remains for interment.
もういいからさっさと金をよこせ。
Ah, gravesite fees. Silas and I had talked about this at length. I thought I'd made it clear my pecuniary situation precludes the necessary restitutions.
言ってる意味がよくわからない。
I mean that I can't possibly pay my gravesite fees. I simply cannot afford it. I am a blemish on the prosperity of our fair settlement. When I expire, I expect Silas to toss my body into a ditch.
知ったことか。いいから払え。
With what? My own blood? Tell Silas I can't afford to pay. And that I fully expect to have my medical rights revoked for this dereliction. With my apologies.
ちょっと待って、医療の権利。
Some time ago, I fell ill with the plague. By the grace of the law, and through my own hard work, I'd proven worthy of treatment. Frankly, I don't imagine I'll earn that right a second time. The barber work hasn't been profitable, you see. I've had to keep this old place running with my own savings.
サイラスに借用。
Not a bad idea. But I'd need some kind of collateral. My pair of lucky clippers. No, that won't do. Your idea intrigues me, but I'm afraid I don't have anything to give Silas. I'm open to suggestions.
思いついたら教え
Much
る。
obliged.
めんどくさいやつばっかりだな。何？
What can I do for you?
メディカルあんた着替えたらこれにしようかな。
Oh? Am I in the company of a fellow doctor?
医者という言葉。
I am a Spacer's Choice certified surgeon, And if you must know, I can stitch a severed thumb with a 58% chance of avoiding gangrene. Go ahead.
伝染病について
The plague's come at us with a vengeance this year. Lost 6 workers in as many months. I wouldn't call them good workers, mind you. If they were any good, they'd have been treated. Still, it is a shame.
どんな症状が出る
Fever, chills, fatigue, aching, vomiting, an excess of phlegm, a tendency towards belly aching.
インフルエンザ
Whatever it may be, I have developed my own
どうして労働者を全員治療しないんだ
company policy, friend. We don't have enough medicine to treat all of us.
合理的
Mr. Thompson's brainchild. Have you met him yet? Edgewater has been good to me. I consider myself... I am never wanting for...
かなり疲弊しそう
As the good vicar says, work fortifies...
もういいやよし次
Hey, Miss Parvati. Come for a visit? Lovely to see you about, Miss Parvati.
Things going all right?
Been keeping him Best to...
My dad's buried here. Silas... Oh,
Something I can...
使用料の周期につ
Run
い
into
て
any trouble?
コンラッドは払えないと言っていた
Conrad's barbershop is a yawning pit that swallows his every bit. I keep telling him he should cut a few corners. Skimp out on the disinfectant. You gotta put the squeeze on Conrad. Find some dirt on him. Maybe check his back room.
脅し取るとことか
That's the word, extortion. Been on the tip of my tongue all day.
俺が殴ったら死んじゃうよ
What can I do for you? Go ahead. Edgewater... I am...
叩けば出る殴ればいいってことでもなんか殴ったら来そうだもんな警備員これ死体コンドラッド受付嬢が自殺したとてもまずい状況金歯を一式入れておーなんかこれで話せばいいのかな
What can I do for you?
友人というやつがいただろうおこれだ
You know about Eugene? How? Then, you know Phyllis suggested selling off Eugene's gold teeth. Eugene's golden teeth were a family... That's unthinkable. I can't ask Silas to dig up a man's body.
are you asking rhetorically? Because if...
Desperate measures, Miss Holcomb. I'm going to have to ask Silas to dig up those teeth. It's the only way...
本気で言ってるのか
I'm sure that... Here you are. Gravesite papers affixed with my signature.
友人は自殺
Eugene was not a suicide. I was the one who prepared... Eugene overdosed on a... We can all... I included...
よしロードが長いのが難点だなよしサイラス
Grave digging's a fine profession. Always work to be had?
友人
Yeah? What about him?
先に聞きたいことがある
Well, yeah. It's what I'm contractually obligated to do. What's this about?
彼の歯は純金。引っこ抜けば金になるんじゃないか。
Yeah. Funny thing, Eugene's body ain't where it's supposed to be. The night we were supposed to commend his body to the earth, I had his grave all dug up and ready, right? And so I thought, I'll just rest my eyes a bit. When I woke up, his body was gone. Spirited away. Vanished. The footprints nearby suggested that Eugene was stolen by marauders. Or he rose from the dead. Let me know if you find...
使用料の集金。
Conrad's got a barbershop in town. You'll find him in town. All except Ludwig.
あ、話。
He just is. Look, I don't want to get into it. Just make sure he pays up.
また来る。あ、話っていうのは向こうか。こっから行けないのか。行けそうだな。こいつら何？なんか倒した。あそこね。
When I was little, we'd get freighters in every Sunday noon.
Thank the law. I've been requisitioning backup for months. Guess the boss finally came to his senses. You ever swung a truncheon? Let me see your rifling stance. I want to make sure you're up to snuff.
使用料です。
I told Silas I'd pay my dues if he agreed to join the resistance. Guess this means he's finally heard the calling.
よし。戻ろう。よいしょ、ミッションクリア。
Something I can do for you? You run into any trouble?
よし。
Reliable work from a freelancer. That's gonna take some getting used to.
かなり苦労した
And I'll
ぞ。
buy you a drink sometime.
何かもらえると期待したんだが。
Suppose you've earned it. One good turn deserves another.
アバナシーは病気のことを隠そうとした。
Abernathy was sick? With the plague? That's disgusting. I shook hands with the guy.
あんたが病気のこと知ってたと聞いたぞ。
What? No. If I knew he was sick, I would have had him reported. I needed his fees because of his name. A for Abernathy. He was at the top of my list, you see?
まあいい。あ、よっしゃー、レベルアップ。上げちゃいましょうか。よし。OK。とりあえずサブクエストはこれは行くだけ行ってみるか。盗む系だったらちょっと今はきつい。めっちゃ墓の上歩いてるわ。略奪者。 おいしょ、はい、さよなら。ほら、くたばれよ。おり。あ、まだいる。はいしょ。弱いね。よし。よし。お、なんかあるじゃん。お、いいね。お、お、やばいやばい。おいしょ。よいしょ。やばいやば。ああ、調子こった。調子こったじゃない。調子こいた。続行。とりあえず、この続きは次回にしたいと思います。死んでしまったので。はい。ということで、最後までご視聴ありがとうございました。また次回お会いいたしましょう。さよなら。